So hold up, how my name is William. All right, now today I'm going to talk about the Texas App Store Accountability Act. Yes, that law. Now I know that this law is in Texas, and I know there's nothing they can do about it because I live in California. But we need to talk about this law because, well, it's not good, and it's a law that got signed in May of last year. See? That's when it got signed, in May of last year. And then I want to show you and I'll show you this one here. Yeah, there is the U.S. Federal App Store Accountability Act right here, so but let's go read about this. So you can read about this if you want to, but the Texas App Store Accountability Act, that's SB 2420. It's age-fication on the App Store, and I know it got, and yeah, I know. So yes, I got signed a law in May of last year. And then, but after that, it got blocked by the Supreme Court back in December of last year, right? But it's supposed to go effect of, oh yeah, January of this year. I know, but it got blocked in December. So what's been happening now? Well, I found out the Supreme Court is allowing Texas now to enforce their edification on parental consent on apps. So now the Supreme Court is allowing Texas to have their App Store Accountability Act enforced, and that's not good. So and me too saying, I don't like this. And you see the Texas having this is just not good at all. This law is a violation of our First and Fourth Amendment. And I know there's nothing they can do about it because I live in California, but this law that you have that is in Texas, the App Store Accountability Act, this is right here. She's saying the people that live in Texas, and they need to get this repealed. Now, all right, because you don't want to have this forever. That's why. And it's just making Texas being so closer to digital ID, just like here in California, the Digital Age Assurance Act, AB 2043, is making California closer to digital ID, and that's why. Yeah, I don't like this, and we need to stop this. We need to get rid of the age-fication laws in the U.S. if we were going to fight against digital ID in the U.S. anyway. Yeah, I know. The U.S. is supposed to fight against digital ID, but no, it's all full support of it. So. Anyway, let's read about this. And I'll look at the primary results for Texas as well. Because I need to look at this too. So yeah, Greg Abbott is the guy who signed the Texas App Store Accountability Act into law. Okay. Well, that's not good. What is he doing? Why is being... Yeah, why is... I agree with this. Anyway, and are both Democrats and Republicans having full support? Yeah, because I believe both Democrats and Republicans are having full support of this App Store Accountability Act, and that's not good. But you also got a woman Democrat against. You got Democrat against him too, yeah. So it's Greg Abbott versus Gina Hinojosa. Is that how to pronounce her last name? You know, I don't look. This is the Texas governor primary results of this year. As you can see right here. Okay, Mom. I'll come soon. And then for Attorney General, if you want to know, so far you got people voting for Mays Middleton. For Republican side, we got people for Mays Middleton and Chip Roy, and then for Democrat side is Nathan Johnson and John Jaworski for the Democrat side. Yeah. That's for the Attorney General, right? Yeah. What about the House? What about Lieutenant Governor? Well, on the Republican side, got Dan Patrick. But the Democrat side, look. Yeah, you see, I think on right now, you see Vicki Goodwin at Marcos. Villas. The Democrats are voting for. Okay. Yeah. If I want to look for House, yeah, that's just House right there. But if I want to look for Senate, yeah, it looks like some people are voting for John Coyan and then also Ken Paxton for the Republican side, and then for the Democrat side. Oh yeah, looks like James Tarango has advanced to the Texas primary. Has advanced. Which means that Jasmine Crockett is out. All right, and you know, it's this is great to look at this. So, but the people that live in Texas, let me know who you're voting for governor. And I think the best thing you can do is vote for people that know how the internet works, and please try to get the Texas Accountability Act removed, and please and vote for whoever governor would be best for Texas. I don't know who, because but looks like Greg Abbott is just being a rhino if he's having full support of the App Store, of the Texas App Store Accountability Act. So just saying anyway. I don't like it. It's not good. Anyway, let's read about this. So, right here. So, Supreme Court allows Texas to enforce. Okay, so I'll read that part. Okay, so the Supreme Court on Monday allowed Texas to continue to enforce, at least for now, a law that requires app stores to verify buyers' ages, obtaining prior consent for minors, to download apps, purchase, pay to consent on these apps. In a far brief and signed orders the Monday afternoon, Justice turned down request for the of the federal judge Austin barred the state of pending law. There was no public assistance from the orders. The lawsuit of the Texas App Store Accountability Act, also known as SB 2420. There are two separate sets of the challengers in this case. And the first ever known that students engaged Advancing Texas, where it said its members and teach other kids of the policy making. It was very court last October, and the law before it could go to effect on January 1st, 2026. The second challenger, the Computer Complications Industry Association, a trade group that represents, among others, developers of the judge of both cases, this group time, and the SB 2420 violates the First Amendment. The judge of the president said in December that temporary blocked the state of 2420, and last month it appealed to the Fifth Circuit of the orders on hold and put it to the Supreme Court a few days later. They are finally asking the Supreme Court to reinstate the Pittman's orders. The students suggested the Fifth Circuit decision reminder of the internet, of no mention of the tradition of every book in newspaper or record, above commercial speech and the government can be ready, ban, restrict, or compel. This is a clear wrong. Moreover, they noted Texas already shields children from the don't count online, a separate law Supreme Court upheld last year, but therefore said that SB 2420's stay goal protected them from the harmful corporate content that is no valid good interest. But the beef of the state argued that the state decision upset the core of the allowing act enforced first time of the exposing app stores millions of developers under liability and subjected to enormous and uncoverable compliance costs. In any event, it added app stores, CDA members already provide various tools enable parents to control their children, expose their absent consent. The Texas countered that SB 2420 regulates transactions rather than speech, specifically conditions which young people can agree on the terms, and users were required to download an app. In this way, instead of deny drivers in the sense of children under 16, and argued. Even though some 14-year-olds may wish to drive to a bookstore and purchase a book in a state that they restrict children to downloads of software applications and mobile devices protected category, even with some book against the children downloads of software applications of mobile devices a protected category, even with some children may wish to applications engage with this content. Moreover, still continued because SB 2420 regulates all apps regardless of the content, and the district court applied of the wrongful digital test to determine it violates the First Amendment set of the less noise known as the immediate scrutiny. And the state wrote, and the law passes that test, and it's of the Court of Appeals hold, requiring age verification per consent of the ability of the likely of the money advances the Texas interest in protecting children's data, data privacy in the digital world. Okay. Yeah, this law. So the Texas App Store Accountability Act. I don't like it. It's just a law that's violating our First and Fourth Amendment. Here. And it's just making Texas being also closer to digital ID, just like the California Digital Age Assurance Act, 2043. Yeah, well, that makes California's closer to digital ID as well, so that's why. So, I don't like Texas having their App Store Accountability Act. Well, why? Because, another reason why I don't like it, because it could make the U.S. a lot easier to have their own federal version.
Come on, William, dinner time.
Okay, Mom, I'll come soon, like I said, Mom. Okay, so HR 3149 is the U.S. Federal App Store Accountability Act. It got introduced in May of last year. And yes, and this federal version is agification on the App Store. If this bill does become law, you know that everybody has to upload a copy of their ID to the App Store to download apps and install apps, and that's not good. So, I mean, you want to upload. I see on the internet that you have to upload your ID to use the weather app and the calculator app. That's no good because kids don't even use the weather app or the calculator app. What's next? Uploading your ID to use a language learning app? I don't see that would be stupid too. Because why do you have to upload ID to learn to use weather app like calculator and the next maybe a language learning app or something like Duolingo? Look, I don't see the reason why upload ID to just do math and then knowing about the weather. Next will be learning a foreign language. So I guess next you have to upload your ID, do agification in order to learn Spanish or Mandarin or whatever language. What is this idea? You know, I don't like it. See? So here it is, more information about the U.S. Federal App Store Accountability Act. You can read it to yourself right here if you want to. I'm not going to read it because it's just too much reading for me, but you can read it to yourself right here. This is the full text of it right here. So, already called my representative about this. No more Torres. Good thing it hasn't passed. I know it hasn't passed the House yet, but it will. But we need to reject this. That's why. So yeah, please reject the Federal App Store Accountability Act, and the people that live in Texas, try to get the Texas App Store Accountability Act repealed because it's not good. You don't want to have that in Texas forever. All right. Just like I'm trying to get the Digital Age Assurance Act repealed in California. That's why. The one that is AB 1043. I'm trying to get that repealed. I know I'm trying to call my representatives to get that repealed in California, hopefully. But because I don't want to have that law forever. Because this this agification and agency and stuff, I don't like it. And I don't want these laws to last forever in the US. I know the U.S. is supposed to be a free country, and it's not. Well, not anymore, not with these agification laws in place. Anyway, so hopefully, I don't know what else is going on in Texas, but you can let me know in the comments below. I know that Steve Hilton, the Republican governor, the California governor Republican candidate, he went to Texas. He compared the gas prices in Texas. Yeah, I know. So the gas prices are $3 over there, and over here in California they're going $5 to $6. But he's comparing to the one in Los Angeles. I know, which was about $8. When in downtown Los Angeles, right? It is $8. Yeah, well, the gas prices are up to like about $5 to $6 here. So, yeah, you know. As much as California is expensive. You know what? Look, I don't want to move to Texas if they're having this App Store Accountability Act as law. My answer is this: get this law repealed, if you can. Hopefully, you know. Yeah, I guess I have to gotta do is stay here in California, But even though I have to, I have to stay, but I have to deal with California's problems. That's why, because you know what, that's why. But anyway, hopefully hopefully we can reject the federal. Hopefully we can kill the federal version of this bill. The federal version of this bill. Anyway. But I don't want to go too far about this anyway. And we don't know, and then we know who you're voting for Texas governor. Anyway, you can let me know in the comments below. Anyway. Anyway, and if you want to fight against age vacation, you can go to batteryonyourbills.com. You can also look at Net Choice as well. And if you do live in California, though, you can also help us with the voter. You can help us with this guy here on the top news and stuff. But
dinner's ready.
Okay, Dad. I'll come soon, Dad. Like I said, anyway. Anyway, I have to go right now, but thank you for watching this video. Oh yeah, and if you want to know what I watch my Go to Heaven video. You can watch my How to Go to Heaven video on Rumble or BitChute. Anyway, just let you know anyway. Okay, and I have to go right now. But thank you for watching this video. I don't know what to talk about next video, but I'll talk about something else anyway. I have to go right now, but I have to go eat dinner right now. But thank you for watching this video. Be sure to say goodbye. Adios. Zaijian.